Good morning, Ma'am Lovelyn. 6.4 Politeness and Management of Face. The most influential theory of politeness was put forward by Brown and Levinson, 1978, and revised in 1987. Central to Brown and Levinson's theory of politeness is the concept of face, as proposed by Goldman, 1967. The term face, in the sense of reputation or good name, seems to have been first used in English in 1876 as a translation of the Chinese term Diyu Lian, and the phrase arrangement by which China has lost face. Since then, it has been used widely in the phrases such as losing face, saving face, as in the following example from James Galsworthy. Example, they've got to save face. Saving face is the strongest motivate in the world. Within politeness theory, face is the best understood as every individual feelings of self-worth or self-image. This image can be damaged, maintained, or enhanced through interaction with others. Face has two aspects, positive and negative. An individual's positive face is reflected in his or her desire to be liked, approved of, respected, and appreciated by others. An individual negative face is reflected in the desire not to be impeded or put upon, to have the freedom to act as one chooses. The positive social value effectively claims for himself by the line others assume he has taken during a particular contact. Face is an image is denied in terms of approved social attributes, as when a person makes a good showing for his profession or religion by making a good showing for himself. Face treating act. 6.4 According to Brown and Levinson, certain illusionary acts are liable to damage or threaten another person's face. Such acts are known as face treating act, FTAS. In order to reduce the possibility of damage to his face or the speaker's own face, he or she may adopt certain strategy. The choice of strategy will be made on the basis of speaker's assessment of the size of the FTA. The speaker can calculate the size of the FTA on the basis of the parameters of power or P, distance is D, and rating of imposition is R. This combined value determine the overall wideness of the FTA, which in turn influences the strategy used. 6.4.1.1 Super strategies for performing face treating act. According to Brown and Levinson, the first decision to be made is whether to perform the FTA or not. If the speaker does decide to perform the FTA, there are four possibilities. 3 sets of on records is super strategies: perform the FTA on record without redressive action or bald on record. Perform the FTA on record using positive politeness. Perform the FTA on record using negative politeness, and one set of off-record strategies. 6. Perform an FTA with redress positive politeness. Within Brown and Levinson theory, when you speak of someone, you may orient yourself toward individual space and employ positive politeness, which appeals to each desire to be liked and approved of. Brown and Levinson's 1987, 1978, 101 to 29. List 15 positive politeness strategy, giving copious illustrations from many different language. Perform an FTA with redress, negative politeness. Negative politeness is oriented towards a hairier negative face, which people to be barrier. Performing of FTA without any redress bald on record. There are accusations when external factor constrains an individual to speak very directly and in full conformity with Grecian maxim. For example, if there is an emergency of some sort or where there is a major time constraint, making an international telephone call, or where there is some form of channel limitation. That's all. Thank you po, ma'am.
Politeness viewed as a conversational contract. According to Fraser, 1990, people are constrained in interaction by what calls conversational contract o sinasabing, ang sabi po dito yung Fraser, ayon po kay Fraser, noong 1990, ang mga tao daw po ay napipigilan sa pakikipag-ugnayan sa pamamagitan ng tinatawag niyang kontrata sa pakikipag-usap. Bawat tao po napipigilan daw po ang bawat tao sa pakikipag-ugnayan sa pamamagitan ng tinatawag niyang kontrata. O yung pong dahil po sa mga estado po noon, may mga tataas na antas ng tao po noon. And the understanding which people bring to an interaction of the norms obtaining within that interaction and of their rights and obligation within it. Pagkakaunawan ng kung saan ang mga tao ay nagdadala na isang pakikipag-ugnayan sa mga pamantayang nakuha sa loob ng pakikipag-ugnayan iyon at kanilang mga karapatan sa obligasyon sa loob nito. Fraser takes a more socialistic, deterministic approach to politeness that do Leach of Brown and Livingston. Si Fraser daw ay gumagamit ng mas sociolinguistic or deterministic na diskarte sa pagiging magalang na ginagawa din daw po ni Leach at Brown at Livingston. Being polite constitute operating within the terms of the conversational contract. Ang mga tao daw po ay gumagamit ng mga antas ng kagandahang asal sa kinakailangan na kahit anong sitwasyon daw kung saan sila naroroon. Dapat daw po nandoon pa rin po paggalang sa pag-usap, lalo na po sa mga nakakatanda sa atin, mga mas mataas po sa atin, tulad po bawat po nakipag-usap tayo sa mga pulis, sa mas matanda sa atin, sa may mga katungkulan po sa gobyerno. Tulad po na. Fraser 1992 232. Yung However, Fraser is careful to point out that norms of politeness are renegotiable in light of the participants' participation or acknowledge of the factors such as the status, the power, and the role of each speaker, and the nature in the circumstances. Yan. Yung renegotiable daw po sa liwanag ang at pananaw ng mga kalahok o pakipagkilala ng mga salik tulad sa katunayan, kapangyarihan at tungkulin ng bawat tagapagsalita at mga kalikasan kung ang mga pangyayari. Yun nga po, nakadepende nga po sa mga kung ano pong antas ng kausap natin. Tulad po ng sabi ko kanina, tulad po ay pag-usap sa matanda, sa mga pulis, ganun po. Naka-acknowledge po dun. This model of politeness is very sketchy and compared within those of Leach and Brown and Livingstone, and it's difficult to judge how it might be operate the practices. Ang kanyang modelo daw po ay kanyang modelo ng panggiging magalang na ay napaka-sketchy kumpara sa kay Leach at Brown at Livingstone, at mahirap husgahan kung paano ito maaaring gumana sa pagsasanay po. Para pong natural na po sa kanya, para pong nakatatak na po agad sa isip niya kung paano po yung ginagawa niya ngayon. His inclusion of rights and obligation dimensions is welcome to approach fits and well with nation and activity types. Ang kanyang pagsasama ng mga sukat ng mga karapatan at obligasyon ay malugod na tinatanggap, at ang diskarte ay angkop sa paniniwala na mga uri ng aktibidad. Yun lamang po. Salamat po.
And for my report 6.6, politeness measured along pragmatic skills. Spencer Otey argues that the way Brown and Livingstone and Leach formulated their theories of politeness left them open to being criticized of the grounds that they are culturally biased. And for the example, in the 6.3.2.1, the tact maxim. The tact maxim states that minimize the expression of beliefs which imply cost to others, which means bawasan natin ang pagsasabi ng mga beliefs or haka-haka na alam naman natin na nakakapekto sa ibang tao. And maximize the expression of beliefs which imply benefits to others. Ito naman is palawakin pa natin ang mga sinasabi nating beliefs na alam naman natin na may malaking benepisyo sa ibang tao. Autonomy is highly valued in Western society, but not always within Oriental cultures, in order to overcome the problems of cultural specificity. Spencer Otey proposes sets of dimension. He suggests that all the research on politeness can be summarized in terms of these three sets of dimension. Individuals will select the point of the scale according to their cultural values and the situation within which they are operating. And on the next slide, the Spencer Otey scales. First, need for consideration, autonomy. The opposite of autonomy is imposition. Second, need to be valued, approbation. The opposite of approbation is criticism. Next is interest or disinterest. The opposite is concern. And last, need for relational identity. Inclusion, the opposite is inclusion. Quality, the opposite of quality is superordination or subordination. And on the last slide, despite their different approaches, these various researchers have one thing in common. They all assume that face needs lie universally at set points on each of the relevant dimensions. However, contend that in different circumstances, different options may be favored, and that factors such as type of speech act and cultural variation will influence which point on the dimension is preferred.